I don't think there was any like one moment where we realized, hey, we should explore this. It kind of started with me interviewing Simon as a book spy, and then we were talking off record, just catching up, and we were kind of just had this idea we were kicking back and forth. And I think I won't speak for him, but I think both of us walked away from that like, dang, that's kind of a good idea. Like, and it stuck with me, and it's I think it stuck with him. So we kind of just kept following up on it, and I would have an idea, and then he'd have a better one, and then he'd have an idea, and I would have a different take on that, and that's what's so fun about the collaboration process is generally writing is a very lonely career. Like you're by yourself in your office all the time. Well, not Simon, he travels all the time. But I'm alone in my office, these four walls, and I don't do anything. So you're just kind of locked in your head and you're locked in your own little world. This was so much more fun for me, as I mentioned earlier, because when you have those ideas, like there's things in this book. Here's just the advanced copy, but it looks so good. So there's just things in here that I could not have pulled off solo, and I think Simon would say that too. Like there's the kind of twists in this book that I don't think well, I can say confidently because I've reviewed every book he's ever written. Neither one of us have ever pulled off twists quite like this. It's bigger, it's different than anything either of us have done. Um, Chase Burke is a regular guy, and I think that's the important thing to highlight. He's sort of the everyday guy. He represents the everyman who's suddenly thrust into a pretty awful situation. He also comes from a family that is going through a lot. His big brother Michael worked for the government and was killed and branded a traitor. He's lost his father. His mom has dementia, is in the hospital, and I think he really doesn't know who he is or what he's going to be long term. And he's a sommelier. He's working in a restaurant, and there's a politician who comes in for dinner, and the entire restaurant is shot up. And Chase, who's former military, has to immediately just snap to action and protect her. And rather than be branded a hero, um, it's like this story that's too good to be true. There's just no way some average sommelier could be doing this and save the day. So he becomes sort of like a person of interest that they look into, and so now he has to really go on the run and figure out who's behind this and why in order to clear his own name.
Well, first, I want to talk about the mechanic of writing with Ryan, because I don't remember what Ryan did, and I don't remember what I did with that book. The collaboration is so strong, it's so seamless that, I remember our conversation, I remember selling the book, I remember all of this, but what we did. I mean, I don't remember what he wrote, what I wrote, whose idea was it, and I don't think it's important. I think the final product, because both our names are in the book, is what count the most. And I just came back from a conference in New Orleans, which is called BoucherCon, and people were asking me, "How is it collaborating with Ryan? Was it okay?" So, guys, honestly, if you ask me to rate my collaboration with Ryan on a scale of 0 to 10, it's a 10 plus. And I said that to everybody, and people were like, "Really? Not an issue at all?" Not at all, because I think the trick in working a collaboration, a successful one, is to bring no ego to the game. And
Yeah.
Brian and I came in, we have our own experiences, but we both know that we could both bring something that would make the book great. As for Chase Burke, it was important to me, like Ryan said, to make it an everyday man because we all have special forces in our books before, people that did extravagant and things. I wanted to ground him because most people who served in the military are not in a special units. They're just your mechanics. They work on a ship, or they are working psyops, and this is what made Chase Burke interesting. He has a master's degree from MIT, but he decided to enlist in the army and join a PSYOPs unit against his family's wish. That's why they call him the second son. He always come behind his brother Michael. So I wanted it to grounded him by not making him like a superhero. I wanted somebody to make mistake, but I wanted him to have a moral compass that was very, very strong. And of course, the sommelier part is that I know it's my idea because it's me having fun with that wine world that I love so much. And I don't think it takes too much place in the book. I just think it makes Chase Burke a unique character, a unique and compelling character.
I want to reiterate one of the things that I thought was the funniest of all in this process. Simon's absolutely right. There's things I would look at and I would think, wow, I wrote that well in this book. And then I would look and he wrote it. And so you would think the people that would know us as writers the best, we want to say our wives, but let's be realistic, it's our agents. They didn't know who wrote what. Like genuinely, we would be on Zoom calls and they wouldn't have a clue. They would guess. And to me, when you read it now, and we just got the audio book, so I get to listen to it. It's fantastic, by the way. It does not sound like one of my books, and it does not sound like one of his books. It really took on a third voice that I think worked so much better than we anticipated. um, and yes, the sommelier stuff is from Simon. I think the messed up family stuff comes from me. That's what I got to bring to it for Chase Burke. Yeah. So in this book, he has a little bit of a partnership with a detective named Alice Doyle, who um, who's in a tough place. Also, that they get this call, they have to go investigate what happened at this restaurant, and she doesn't always see eye to eye with her partner, but she has a loyalty to her partner. Forged through everything they've been through together. So what do you do? She's a lot like Chase Burke in that regard of I think there's more going on here, and but how hard do I press that? And if there's anyone that would like to think Chase is innocent, it's Alice Doyle. But there's a lot of twists, and I would just tell readers, watch out.
We've been pitching ideas to each other when writing the book, and we had a kind of an outline to follow, but then we'd have a better idea, and I said, "Yeah, of course, this is so much better." And sometimes, we push back to each other a little bit. Ryan wanted to do something, I wanted to do something, and we always trying to find a clever way. And really, we kind of up our game because Ryan is so good at what he does that we keep pushing each other. As for the character. I think we need to keep it close. We try not to go to that. That series won't be about, too big world event. We want to keep it close to the character, keep it within the family. And this is what we're trying to build with Alice and Chase. But they don't play really with the same rules. And for a while, I'm not going to say too much, but they're more antagonists than partners.
Mhm.
Um, and then the book goes in unexpected directions, really. I think the readers will really be surprised. I've never written a book with so many twisted in it. So this was
Yeah.
spectacular.